This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right. So we got Drake is on tour. We know that. All right. So, and if you want to run ads at the channel, it's jordantowermedia at gmail.com. But Drake's on tour, and when an artist is on tour, you know, if people really love you, they're gonna find where you're located, where you're staying. Right. This happens a lot. Okay. So this happened the other day. And, you know, Drake filmed it. And then he says, someone put this. He says, and if I compared this to MJ, y'all would get mad at me. Nobody should ever compare themselves to Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. Never. Even Chris Brown, who's the closest thing to Michael Jackson of this generation. Make that very clear, right? He even says, no, never compare me to Michael Jackson. He has too much respect for that man to say, hey, I'm Chris Brown, that's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson can't be touched. He can't be. It's just, the guy was like superhuman extraterrestrial. Like it was something else, you know? There'll never be another MJ. You'll never have that much mystery again. Mystery. What's wrong with me? Okay, then we got Karrahbooo. What a weird name for a rapper, but this was Lil Yachty's rapper. She left. She felt like she was being taken advantage of and all this other stuff. So now she gets arrested, and she's putting out these things saying, I didn't assault nobody. I got slammed by a big-ass male security guard for walking past him, trying to get to the dressing room with my name on it after I got off stage with my credentials on my neck with an escort. So, yeah, who's hiring her to perform? Who? So, yes, that made me crash out because I never touched anybody. And I had the video from the venue. And everybody getting taken to court. Have a good day. Listen, man. If you, who's booking this girl? Because she's really not, I don't know why Lil Yachty even signed her. Well, name me an artist that Lil Yachty's come out with that's been big. Didn't he have a guy named Kyle? Lil Yachty. Kyle. Didn't he have like a friend? I Spy. Kyle. What happened to him? What did Lil Yachty get charged with? What happened to Kyle? Lil Yachty. Kyle beef? Do they have beef? I Spy by Kyle. Lil Yachty is a diss track towards what happened to this guy Kyle? Wasn't this his friend? Anyways, who cares? Diddy. So Diddy businesses removed from Don Richards' ongoing abuse lawsuit. So Diddy, a lot of civil cases are going on with Diddy. This one specifically, he was, I guess they removed Sean Combs Capital LLC and Bad Boy Productions Holdings Inc. and Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings LLC. Bad Boy Holdings Incorporated. The removal of these charges without prejudice means that Don Richard could refile them if necessary. So I guess this is another win for him? They removed 10 of his businesses from their complaint. All right. Then she was from, what, Dirty Money, right? 50 Cent. I guess he severed ties completely with Starz. I guess they're just completing their contracts. He really doesn't care that they lost money. He's done with Starz. I guess because they wouldn't meet his demands for a re-up on their contract. He's just done with it. And you know what? It was a good time to exit BMF for him because, you know, Big Meech messed that up. And, you know, I'm sure he'll find all those other people jobs again. He's going to be building that studio and having a lot of work, so he probably promised them jobs. He says, I'm sorry. But, you know, you can't... I don't like the move because a lot of people do lose work, and we all got invested in the BMF series, but, you know, people like 50 Cent, look out for 50 Cent, and that's just the fact. You kind of got to have a cold heart, which I don't have, so I could never be on that level. I just can't. I don't have it in me to like screw people over. And I'm not saying 50's a bad man because he's helped a lot of people too. I mean, he put millions of dollars in Little Meech's pocket and Big Meech's pocket. He put millions of dollars in a lot of actors' pockets. He put millions of dollars in Mary J. Blige's pockets. He made all his artists millionaires before he released his second album. You know, I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying if it goes for self-preservation, that comes first with a person like 50 Cent. Well, Chrisean Rock back with her nonsense. She's cool with her sister again, which I could say is cool, but so much bad stuff was said and being accused. And then she's also dating Soulja Boy's artist, Hood Trophy Bino. What? Which is Blueface's op. Then she's friends with her sister again. She's crying on the phone. But it's like, you guys hate each other. You guys said the worst things about each other. Some things you can't even take back. I don't know. Dave Mays. I'm glad he's speaking out. So Benzino was a part of the source, but he didn't create the source. Just like I could never say I created WorldStarHipHop.com. I was a part of WorldStarHipHop.com, but Q created it. I joined in with him and we made it bigger together. But he created it. I could never say I created it. I could never say I completely created the come up because Fendi had a volume out before I joined up with him, but we definitely made it bigger together. We released 17 volumes of the come up together. You know, that's a lot, you know, that's a lot of the come up. Okay. That's, maybe more. I think we did 19 volumes. Yeah. Cause we got up to the 20s. And like 2 weren't done by me. 2 weren't done by me. One time I couldn't do it 1 month and somebody else did it. Yeah, man. So yeah, you know, but like I was always worried about my brand associates. So if you join up with something, you always worry about your brand too, you know? So you have to have your brand and the brand you're promoting. So Jordan Tower Films. But anyways, Dave Mays created the source. Benzino joined in at one point, and, you know, I'm sure he helped. But Dave Mays says, we created the Source Awards. We created the source. And he rebukes that Benzino created the source, which he's going around and telling people, which is not true. He did this on TMZ, and he's talking about coming out with a story. He has a new thing he's working on for hip-hop. But, yeah. Benzino is just weird. Dave Mays. Benzino is not the creator of the source. Anything. Let me break it down. All right, so he breaks it down. He really stays quiet most of the time. Benzino's the one running his mouth all the time. Rondo 600. This is one of Dirk's guys, right? He says, ain't none of them cap guys. Wait till they free 9. You ain't coming home for a long time, bro. It's like 30 years. Sara Rivers says no amount of baby oil will help Diddy slide through this assault. She says 2 of the main charges stuck in him. She says she's doing this for all the victims and everything, right? She's going to lose because there's plenty of people that have done interviews that say that she willingly slept with Diddy and cheated on her husband, okay? When that comes out, nasty, okay? That's what they say. That's what Chopper City said. That's what a couple members of the band said. I'm just going off of interviews from the Art of Dialogue, but Freddie said it too. So, but she wants $60 million. So yeah, sorry, this is probably she's a podcaster. I've never heard it, but let's just be honest. She's gonna lose that case. I'm not rooting for Diddy because I think Diddy's a bad person, but let's just be honest. Not every case. Cassie had a case. Jane Doe had a case, right? Jane Doe should have done a civil case herself. She felt, you know, after Cassie, she would have gotten money. But she decided to just testify and could do that for free. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. If you want to run ads on the channel, jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Make sure you tap in. And we're running specials for the next 30 days, so definitely take advantage. Smash that like button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.